Okay. And quick note on the cards. I'm working today with the Halloween Tarot deck, one of my favorites. I've had this deck for years. It's based off the Rider-Waite Tarot, so it's really easy to transition from one deck to the other. And of course, this is my favorite deck to use in the fall. Now, on the bottom of the deck here, we have the Temperance card. Temperance is about peaceful waiting, right? She's making the mixture and so on. Just like in life, we might be making a cake. For example, we mix everything. We grease and flour the pans. We preheat the oven. And we place this batter in the pans and place that in the oven. We just kind of have to wait for the process. You know, there's a process that goes on behind the scenes when you apply the heat to the batter, a chemical conversion, and we can't really change that. We just have to wait. How comfortable we are when we wait is our choice. And remember that saying, you know, I can control what I think, say, and do. I can't control what anyone else thinks, says, or does. I can't control the laws of physics or chemistry or any of that. I can only focus on me and what I'm doing in that moment. Okay, so let's keep going and see how the Temperance card will relate later on in the deck. But we have the Queen of Imps here. This is your general energy. And Queen of Imps could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius person, possibly woman. Not necessarily a woman, but somebody in that energy, somebody who is about creativity, manifesting creativity into concrete reality. Kind of like when you when you have an idea and then you bring it into a practical application. For example, a career choice or move, or someone who is empowered in that way, right? A career woman. You know, that's not to say she can't be a family person either, of course. And she's somebody that would be helping you or positive to you, a good friend, possible girlfriend or boyfriend, lover, whoever, somebody like that in your life. Very positive. Queen and King in these decks are people who are masters. I want to say masters of the domain, then I flash back to Seinfeld. But, you know, I guess what I mean in that is they're people that, you know, they have jobs, they work for a living, they're adults, they're responsible people, you know, that kind of thing. In the reverse, we can see some trickster energy from any of them, but this would be somebody that's positive to you, or it could be you as you're making your passion into a material way. Could be that you're in a passionate relationship or beginning a passionate relationship, right? Crossing you, this effect that's coming into play is the Nine of Ghosts. That's the wish fulfillment card. It's a Nine of Cups. Ghosts is cups or water in the deck. Getting what you want. Now, if you've been wanting a relationship, maybe you've met someone who's in the Queen of Imps energy, and that's what you've been hoping to manifest. There it is, right? We see our next card beneath you here. The Ten of Ghosts. The Ten of Ghosts is a happy family life. Again, that's water, that's emotions, that's spirit. That's really super positive. And when you take that, this is the basis of the matter you're in. This is what's coming in. Basically, you're getting your wish as far as a happy home and family life. For some of you, it could be that you're creating a new relationship with this Queen of Imps. There's a sense in the recent past of having been waiting for your ships to come in, and that may very well be this relationship here. Whatever you've been waiting for, you're getting it. It's coming in. This passionate thing that you've had is edifying in this moment here. It's becoming something that you can count on. It's a real offer. It's really happening. Let me do it like that. The way I do this layout, it's right to left in terms of time and travel. So this was how you were in the past, and this is what's now coming in. Six of Pumpkins. This is in your future. Generosity, benevolence, balance in partnerships. These guys are receiving something, but so's the witch. They're not burning her house down or toilet papering her tree because she's giving out candy, right? Tricks or treats. If you think about it in a classic work situation, somebody's doing some work. Maybe the kids are raking leaves or they're mowing grass or something, and she's providing some sort of compensation in the form of money or food or something else that has value to the trick-or-treaters, the kids in the scenario. But in a relationship type setting, this is about having a balanced relationship. Again, getting what you want. Happy family life. Balance in your relationship. No longer having this energy of, I'm giving, and somebody else is taking from me. And I know that Pisces can be an extremely generous person, or as a general rule. Very, very loving people, very caring people, but sometimes there are others out there that want to exploit that impulse in you. All you want to do is get along with people, be happy, kind of chill, all of that. And that can be rough stuff. Now, the card representing you is the Magician in the reverse. Now, in the upright, the Magician could possibly be a Gemini, possibly, because it's tied in with Mercury. Right? Mercury is that kind of quicksilver, quick thinking, quick movement energy. In reverse, however, this is a lack of manifestation. So even though you have something going on in your relationship life, there's something that is not being manifested in another sense. Maybe you're struggling to manifest something. Maybe if you're in a romantic relationship, there's some aspect of your career life that's not getting off the ground. Or maybe there's a sense that you're just kind of... you're not really making it happen. You're sort of going with the flow with that. But now crowning you, kind of what's on your mind, we've got this Nine of Bats, which is an anxiety card. So maybe you're worrying about whatever this is. Maybe you're worried that this person that's coming into your life is going to be a master manipulator and not the real deal. These other cards, however, are not suggesting that at all. The Queen of Imps is in the upright. The Nine of Ghosts, upright. Ten of Ghosts. This is about getting what you want. But be careful, because there's a sense, especially in this position, this is the only anxiety card that I've seen. I just did Aquarius. They're having some anxiety too. But this Nine of Bats energy here could be you giving yourself a head fake. Maybe it's hard for you to believe that it's even possible because you haven't really been able to manifest that in your past. And there's that sense like, what the hell just happened here? How in the hell did this guy or this gal come into my life? What's going on with that? Now, in your environment card, this is the Two of Pumpkins, and this is about juggling. This is about juggling, right? But juggling successfully. The person's got a smile on his or her face. The pumpkins are even smiling. The cat's looking with big eyes like, how are you managing to keep all of these things afloat? Even the moon over there looks kind of mystified. How do you manage to do all of that? This is the multitasker person. Multitasking, maintaining lane and multitasking. Sometimes it can have to do with juggling two people, but I'm really not seeing a lot of cheats in here. The Magician in the reverse would give me pause, but because we're seeing 10 of Ghosts and 9 of Ghosts, with that, I'm thinking that that's not what's going on here. What you're hoping for is this Page of Ghosts, and the Page of Ghosts is making a real tangible offer. That's the beginning of a new love. And that supports the idea here with the Nine of Cups, that if you've wanted that loving relationship, that 10 of Ghosts, here you're waiting for the ships to come in. They're on the water. They're out there. They are, in fact, coming back. That's in your past. So you were waiting for something to come in. Your wish is being fulfilled. You have a happy family life, love life, spiritual contentment here. This that you want, that you're hoping for, is coming into play. This is a tangible offer that this person is offering you. Page of Ghosts, it's a love letter. It's a love message. It's a declaration of love. That's what you're hoping for. And that's what it looks like it will be. It's not about you manifesting it. I really feel it's divine timing. This is what you've been waiting for, peacefully or otherwise. Give it time and you will see how this energy plays out. Give it time. Right? Just beneath the Temperance card, it's interesting. We've got this Knight of Bats. Now, this is very, very fast-moving energy, truth, honesty, discernment, blunt statement. You're hoping for a declaration of I love you. This is kind of sweet and gentle. This is kind of hot and now, right? I was going to say hot and nasty, but you get it. I don't mean that in a bad way, right? I mean that in a yeah, buddy, coming in. This is somebody who's into you. Could be that you've got a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius person, because the bats is the suit of swords. Ghosts over here is going to be your water sign, your fellow Pisces or a Scorpio or a Cancer person. Temperance card could be Sagittarius. But this, I think, is about, you've been waiting for your ships to come in for a long time. And you've been learning this lesson that it's not about making it happen. It's about allowing it to happen. And I think that's why this Magician card for you is reversed. I don't think it's about a Gemini who's doing bad things. I don't think it's manipulation. I really think it's that you were stepping back saying, I'm not going to force a square peg into a round hole. It's not going to work. I'm going to kick back and wait. Because if I do me, and I balance my life out and I allow my life situation to happen, it will happen of its own accord in divine timing. And that's really what we're seeing here, right? To play out. This final outcome card, and this had to do with some of your anxiety and your worry, I'm thinking, that you were having. It's the Five of Pumpkins in reverse. Now note, the kid dropped his or her candy, right? The older child is hurrying on, hurrying on. These two are left out in the cold. The kid's not even seeing the beautiful window that they're passing by, right? In the reverse, this is your final outcome card. This is about not being out in the cold anymore, finding your people, finding your groove, finding your posse, I guess, finding your people, give and take, balance in your relationships, people that you can care about, that care about you too. This is the kind of card you'd like to see in the reverse, this Five of Pumpkins here. This is a wonderful reading. This is wonderful. You're finally able to get what you want coming in. You're finally able to recognize that you've been trusting in the process, and the process is helping you. Now, note, this is a general reading, so it may not be for every single person out there. But don't allow your anxieties or your worries anyway. Regardless of whatever you're going through, be mindful that if you sit in an anxiety energy, it's not going to change any kind of outcome. So do you want to be at peace while you wait, like the Temperance card would teach us to do? Or do you want to feel upset, frustrated, anxious, crying your heart out at night, right? Let me shuffle our oracle cards and see if we can get some support to help clarify what your best options might be. This is the Alice in Wonderland Oracle by Lucy Cavendish, and new oracle cards. I really, really like these a lot. I do enjoy Alice in Wonderland. I'm not like a screaming maniac about it, but I really do like the Alice in Wonderland. And we got a jumper right away. Oh, see, look at this. No need to fear. Remember how powerful you are. Oh my gosh. And look, we've even got like a shark or some kind of a fish thing. We got another fish here who's swallowing God knows what. If anything, I'm going to fear this freaking card, but, not really. That's awesome. Look at how they're validating you. Give me just a second to open that up and see what's going on here. Get some specifics for you. No need to fear. Remember how powerful you are. Alice knew it was the rabbit coming to look for her, and she trembled till she shook the house, quite forgetting that she was now about 1,000 times as large as the rabbit and had no reason to be afraid of it. When we are in unfamiliar circumstances and we feel confronted by events unfolding about us, which in so many ways entered our lives through choices we made, we can feel fearful, doubtful, even intimidated. I'm going to pull this card up just as a reminder here. We may be nervous, appeasing, and diminished in these circumstances. Despite the strangeness of all that is about you, this card has come to remind you of your substance, your power, and your right to be assertive and take up space. You feel frightened at this moment, but this is because you have forgotten just how much energy you have within you. Rationally, you have nothing to be frightened of. Take a moment to remind yourself of the power within you and confront what it is you have been hiding from. For you are larger, more immense, more impressive, and more influential than you currently believe. Now let's turn this magician into the upright while we're at it. Speaking of rabbits, remind yourself of all the great and fine qualities that you have. Your wit, your courage, your strength, your tenacity, and you will find your courage again. You will realize you are more than equal to those about you and more than able to cope with the circumstances you find yourself within. Like Alice, you are larger than that which you are afraid of. Remember this now and go forward with confidence and strength. In divination, this card represents you may be afraid out of habit, not out of reason. Feeling intimidated but without need. Remember how many reasons you have to feel confident. Go forward with courage. You are more powerful than you are feeling. Others cannot harm you as you are so strong. Two lists that I encourage my clients to make. One is a gratitude list, and to put it at the back of the book so that they can, like a back of a journal, so that they can keep adding to it until, they catch up with where they are in the diary. The other list is the things I like about myself list. Even if the only thing that you can feel to be grateful to yourself about is that you walked into a door, you were able to walk through the door without assistance of a cane or a wheelchair, or the fact that you were able to roll your wheelchair by yourself, that your hands worked on the switch, whatever that is for you, start there and keep writing that list of things to be grateful about and things that you like about yourself. Ask your friends and family members and people that you trust, people that are not mean to you, ask them to help you with this list. Sometimes we're afraid that we're going to be some egomaniac or something like that. No, it's not about that. The way to self-esteem is through finding out what it is that you value, what's important to you, and then living according to that. If you don't like cruelty to others, if you want more kindness in the universe, when you're kind to other people, you're going to feel good about yourself, and that's going to make you feel better. So there are little steps like that we can do to help us turn ourselves around and not be subject to these anxieties and these fears, right? These bats aren't touching her. They're kind of hovering around, wondering what she's so stressed out about. The 9 of bats sometimes can be self-inflicted pain. The 10, in a lot of decks is backstabbing. But the 9 can be about the kinds of worries that we bring on ourselves. There is no need to fear. Remember how powerful you are. Every awful thing you've ever been through, you have gotten through, or you wouldn't be here listening to this recording right now. Pisces, I love you dearly. You are some of my favorite people. You are amazing and you are magical. And I want to be more like you, really. And remind yourself how much more like yourself you want to be too, because you have so many beautiful talents and skills and abilities to bring. You are love. Remember that. With that in mind, I'm going to end this reading. But be good to yourselves, okay?